Hey, you guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me give you guys a few moments to get on in here. Um, I actually have to let all my other platforms know that I'm going live as well. So I'm gonna take this few moments here and do my little live join. So hold on, let everybody know. I think I am live here. Good, great. Let me get the link. Let some of my groups know. But welcome, welcome. We got a lot to talk about. Let me go on my Facebook group. I can't even talk. Oh yeah, let me go live on. There we go. Hey guys, I'm live on Instagram. I'm live on my Facebook platforms, but let me get on some of these groups, let them know what's good that I'm on here in case they want to hop on. Let me post up. All right, let me see how that posts. And yeah, like I said, I'm just giving y'all some time to get on. I know y'all like to historically hop on, hop off as I'm talking. It's all good. Okay, boom. So all my platforms know I'm live. All right, cool. Let me turn off commenting in the group because what? Okay, boom. All right, let me go back in my group. But yeah, so a lot has happened within these past 48 hours, y'all, and I wanted to talk to y'all about that. I want it to be an open discussion. So if you guys want to comment, please do so. I will show everybody that, your comment if you want. But if you want your name, I'm gonna be very clear, especially because the last time I was on here, the chick was talking to me through Facebook, but I couldn't see who she was. So if you want me to know who is talking to me, just link on the StreamYard. So my StreamYard is covering all my social media platforms. Okay. So if you already have a StreamYard account, cool. I'll see your name. I'll be able to shout you out, post you up, whatever. If not, if you're on one of my social media platforms, it's just not going to tell you your name. If you're all right with that, then cool. I mean, just at least say my name is so and so if you want me to address you personally. So I think I hit up all the groups that I wanted. I think there's like one more group probably. Let me see. Let me see. Y'all are still not in here anyway, so y'all good. You guys are good. Um, yeah, I think I'm fine with the one group. Oh, I know what I can do. I can go live on my own page, my own personal page. Alrighty. Uh-huh. All right. I'm live if you want to join me. uh, uh, boom. All right, cool. All right, you guys have my undivided attention now. Let's get it popping. Let's get this conversation going. So, a lot has been happening within these past 48 hours. A lot. So, let's get into it. I did a few videos on it. You guys are going to see more of my lives on it. I think I got another live that's about to release where I'm doing reaction videos. So, I want to be clear the reason why I'm doing more reaction videos is so you guys can understand I'm not making this up. I'm not just saying this so you guys can sign up with me and get your credit repaired. That ain't it. Okay. I'm gonna get business regardless because of who I am and how I do my business. You know what I'm saying? How I fix credit. That's not it. But you guys need to pay attention and look at the bigger picture and see what's going on out here in these financial streets. A lot has been going on, even within these past 48 hours. Beyond that, within the past couple months, prior to that, within the past couple years, prior to that, since the pandemic, during the pandemic, and I don't think you guys are comprehending what's going on and what is going to be happening in the future. So I'm not saying I'm psychic or anything, but for crying out loud, about 5 years ago, I predicted that credit repair was going to be obsolete and you would never be able to change it. And we're already headed in that direction now. Now there's so much going on credit wise. All right. And I need us to talk about it. You guys need to be prepared for what's to happen. All right. So let's talk about the so-called cell phone breach. To y'all, it may seem like nothing. Here we go again. They're doing it to us again. But every time there's some sort of breach or issue or outage with these cell phone carriers, then people's information is magically bothered with and fucked with, right? So, what are you going to do about that? Are you guys just drinking the Kool-Aid and saying, "Oh, AT&T, poor AT&T, poor T-Mobile, okay, poor Verizon." No, they're taking our information again, yet again, yet again, okay? And what's going to happen is a couple months down the line, you're going to get that little commercial when they're going to say, "Hey, remember that cell phone outage that we had back on February 22nd?" Yeah. Some people's information was stolen. We're really sorry about that. We're going to do a class action lawsuit. It's going to be the biggest one, the best out of the best, bigger than any of the other lawsuits. Like, and then you guys are going to be like, "Oh shit, I can get some bread out of this." They messed my personal information. They got into my account. My identity was messed with. Like, this is a pattern that they keep doing over and over again. Yeah. That's not questionable to you. You don't find that to be strange. You don't recognize that this is a habit that they do. Like, if you Google when was the last time there was some sort of outage, you're going to find that there was a data breach during that time. T-Mobile just had one. And I only knew about that one because one of my clients told me about that because she wanted me to get her some money out of that data breach, and I helped her get that money. Okay, because whatever happened during that outage in her area, they took her identity, it messed up her credit. I had to fix her credit. She had to pay me to fix her credit. So I had to show proof that I fixed this lady's credit to T-Mobile and she qualified for up to $25,000. What do you think is going to happen? AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. Like, what else is out there? I don't even know. I don't know any other cell phone carriers. I have T-Mobile. My phone is fine. And then some people, they couldn't even call 911 when shit was happening. And then pay attention to the location, y'all. Where was this happening at? This was happening in all major cities at the time. So when I did my little report and I did my reaction video, this was in the morning time. Okay. They were saying this was popping off like 5 o'clock in the morning. So I did mine and I'm on the West Coast. So I'm Pacific Standard Time. So I'm 3 hours behind the East Coast. So I did my video here, what, 9, 10 o'clock? And I was staying updated. I'm sorry. You guys are messaging me while I'm on live because you want to tell me that you see me on live. Thank you. I see you too. That's weird. Yes. But anyway, so and at that time, the major cities were Los Angeles, okay, Atlanta, Houston, Texas. It's in my video. I don't remember, but all it was like all major joints. Who mostly lives there? Black and Hispanics, right? Impoverished, low income. You know what I'm saying? Not saying everybody is low income. That's not the point, but they're hitting certain marks on purpose for a reason. And you guys have to take heed to that. And you have to stop rolling over and just saying, "Oh, this is just another outage." It's not just another outage, people. They're taking our identity and they're taking our information. And no, this is not me putting on my tinfoil kufi. This is just what has been happening. This has been happening since the last one and the time before that and the time before that. If I gotta Google it and pull it up for y'all, I will do so. Let's do that. Just in case y'all don't want to believe me. So let's take a look. When was the last, let's say last T-Mobile or cell phone tower outage? Let me put nationwide. Nationwide. Okay. So, okay. So 3 hours ago, CNN did an update and they said it's updated. All right, then. Cool. All right. So, so I'm looking, it's just talking about it's being restored. It's not telling me when the last one was, which is all I care about. So let's look that up. So it makes sense. Okay, we'll do it this way. When was let's do T-Mobile data breach of 2022. Yep, T-Mobile. I did a thing on that. So let's just pull that up mad fast, right? This was on YouTube. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna share my screen. Hold on, they're playing a commercial. Hate that. Oh wait, bear with me, y'all. Just this is a live. Okay, so this was a year ago. I'm gonna blow this up and I'm gonna share it with y'all. All right, let me get out of here. All right, boom. Now I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna go through this together just so y'all know I'm not bullshitting. This has happened before. And we can look at the last one prior to this too, if you really want to. All right, let's
news to wake up to. And for a lot more people, 37 million T-Mobile customers have had their data made available on the internet. T-Mobile has been hacked. Information from 2022 from the second quarter says that they have 110 million customers. So 37 million is like a third of T-Mobile customers. So what should you do if you are one of these potential customers?
And look at that. It's talking about information stolen. Okay, names, billing addresses, emails, phone numbers, and dates of birth. Dates of birth, right? 37 million T-Mobile customers hacked in a data breach. When this happened, because I'm a T-Mobile customer personally, right? And I remember when this happened. And what happened was there was an outage similar to the outage that we have today with T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. And this happened. This happened to people, and then there came a lawsuit, right? So let's check it out.
How would you find out? And what do you do if you find out that that's what happened, that you were involved in this hack?
Well, I am one of the T-Mobile customers. So they're telling people that they're going to alert them over the next few days. But a couple things here that don't inspire confidence in T-Mobile's handling of this. This is the second major data breach they've had in as many years.
Okay, so they're telling you. So this was last year. This is 2022. And this is the second one. So now, as of today, February 22nd, 2024, 222. Look, I'm not even into numbers, but 222, like whatever, right? So this is the third one now for T-Mobile. So last year was 37 million people hit. I mean, what was it prior to that? Why does this keep happening? They keep doing this over and over again until they get your information.
And they're also revealing that this hacker was basically in the system, able to access people's information since November. They didn't detect it until January, and now they still haven't let people know. So that's not encouraging. What they're saying preliminarily is that it's just very basic information, name, email address.
You see how passive they are about that? It's just basic information. It's only your name and address. It's only your date of birth. That's it. It's don't even worry about it. Go back to sleep. That's crazy. That's what messes you up credit wise. When I'm fixing people's credit reports or whatever, the first thing I have to fix is their personal information, right? Because that's what disassociates you with your debt. You could go on fixmycreditnow850.com. download your own dispute personal information letter, but there it's on there. So you can have a hacker, because this isn't a hacker. You're trying to tell me one person did this for the third time, or the second time in this case, because this is a year ago. Come on, man. Like, let's be realistic. This is bullshit.
Address no sensitive data like a social security number or a password.
So you're telling me my name and my birth date and my address isn't sensitive? How? Don't worry, it's not sensitive information. My name and my address is sensitive.
But we do know from other breaches, once hackers get sort of the camel's nose in the tent, they can scrape from other websites and kind of put those data points together. So I think it's a good idea if you're a T-Mobile customer to start changing your passwords and be very cautious, because clearly these hackers know a lot more than we think they do.
It's not a hacker, it's them. I don't want to sit here and be like it's the government. I'm not even going to do that to myself. I'm not even going to play y'all like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, wow. What's up, MWD? You know what I'm saying? They're sitting here talking about it's a hacker. So you're trying to sit here and tell me these hackers are doing this. So now, third time with T-Mobile, now it's AT&T and Verizon hand in hand. And we're going to tell me it's a hacker. I promise you, give it a couple of months, give it a couple weeks. People are going to complain, and they're going to sit here and say that their security got messed up. There's something wrong with their credit. Somebody went into their bank account. I told you it happened with me during the pandemic around Christmas time. They kept hitting up Best Buy over and over and over again, getting thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff. I didn't even have thousands and thousands of dollars, but somehow they made it happen. This is don't drink the Kool-Aid, y'all. Let's try and see when the last time they had another data breach. Like this, this isn't a thing. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm not going to bore y'all with that. Let's look up AT&T. And AT&T's last data breach. Okay, so Jesus Christ, 2023. So look at this, real talk. All right, let me see if I can find a video of it. Wow, y'all, look at this. All right, so this is AT&T's joint. Hold on. They're doing a commercial, but I'm gonna share it with y'all anyway. Hold on. Oh shit. How do I get out of here? Boom, boom. So now we're talking AT&T. Now this is March of 2023. Let me skip this ad. Let me unmute it.
9 million customers of a data breach. Let's check it out.
I'm sorry, I have no idea who this guy is. I thought this was going to be the news. My bad. Let me go back out. Okay, hold on. That was YouTube Cyber News. Yeah, that's not helping me. There we go. So, oh wow, this was April 8th, 2015. This is CNBC. Let's look at that. I'm respectfully not playing any other YouTubers video because I don't know them. You know what I'm saying? And I know you got to give a shout out and all this other shit, and I'm not doing that. So, I mean, one time for the one time. But all right, let me play. Is this even a video?
Better sex,
the video,
hair, and more confidence start with
Sorry,
Ease.
we got to go
Find
through
what
the
works for you from
commercial. I'll mute that for y'all. But anyway, so basically what I'm looking at, what I'm pulling up for y'all is that AT&T had a data breach back in 2014. Same thing. So we're going to see this shit. But how is it that this keeps on happening and we're supposed to just roll over? Now it's saying the video can't be played. Come on, CNBC. Stop playing with me. All right, let me see if it'll play now. Nope, got another commercial. I hate the commercials. I'm sorry. But what they're saying was back in 2014, there was a data breach for AT&T. AT&T data breaches are revealed. That's what it's saying. It's a minute-long video. Bear with me. I can't do anything about these commercials. But again, I'm showing y'all so you can see for yourself. So you're not saying, oh, Tamiya is crazy. She's back into her shit again. No, like I'm never in my shit. Like this is real stuff. All right, so now they're not playing the video. Okay. Like, all right, let me try this way. Let me just try doing it through YouTube. Maybe that'll be better. All right, so we're looking up AT&T's data breach in 2014. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here we go. I'm not sure who this is. This doesn't look like a news clip. Wow. Okay. This was 9 years ago, y'all. 9 years ago. Let me share this with y'all so you can see it. Again,
If you're an
not
AT&T
crazy.
customer, your personal information could be at risk. The company says a third-party provider violated security guidelines and was able to get personal information from AT&T customers. The breach was discovered May 19th. That's more than a month after it began. It started April 9th and continued until the 21st. AT&T believes the information was...
All right, so now we're going to take a look at this. It's a little blurry. I don't know what's up with that, but this is 9 years ago, so it's 2024, but this is 9 years ago. What they're saying was AT&T had a breach. Access April 9th through 21st. Information used to unlock the phones. Social security numbers. Date of birth. So what they offered was credit monitoring. The fuck? This is what's happening. These are not just cell phone outages, people. They're taking your information. Every time there's a breach or whatever, we have these little so-called outages.
Used to unlock phones for resale. By breaching the data, partner employees of the communication giant were able to see customers' social security numbers and dates of birth. AT&T will offer a year of free credit reporting to customers affected by the breach. And if you use AT&T Mobile, keep a close eye on your credit report. Contact the company if you suspect your files have
Keep
been
an eye out. That's your best line of defense. Keep an eye out. We're going to give you free credit monitoring. Real talk. Honestly, and I'm saying this as a credit repair expert, it should be free anyway. These services should be free anyway. I hear you. I'm just posting all your comments because you're so right now. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We just started. There's a lot that happened within these past 48 hours, y'all, that it's affecting your credit, y'all. Right now, I'm talking about this so-called cell phone bullshit that they're talking about. But please believe there's going to be a lawsuit. Please believe that. Are you going to be part of that lawsuit? You want to get your little money? Because I question the lawsuits too. Because what it's telling me is we didn't get your information before. Now I need you to come in and sign these papers. Tell us your name. Tell us your current address. Because the lawsuits are usually a year or so after the actual corruption, right? So come in, be part of this civil lawsuit. It's going to be great. It's going to be major. It's going to be the biggest we've ever seen. That means that's how many victims have been affected. I'm not impressed. But anyway, come here, fill out this application. It's a real easy application. Give us your new name now. Give us your new address. What's your social security number? And what's the phone number connected to this data breach so we can confirm it's you? Me, I ain't confirming nothing. This is probably me giving you authorization to continue to fuck my credit. That's what that is. I don't trust nothing. I know I sound crazy, nor do I care. I sound crazy until it happens. So mark this live, okay? Next thing you know, when we have that lawsuit, you can say, Tamiya told you. All right. I forgot to do my formal introduction, y'all. But anyway, this is Tamiya Robles. Y'all know who I am. You know what I mean? Check me out. Google me. You know what it is, right? But anyway, that part. So Verizon, just for shits and giggles, let's look at the last time Verizon had a data breach. Okay. I'm not saying they had one, just in case. Pretty confident they did. So let's see. What I say? Verizon, last Verizon data breach. Look at that. 2023. I didn't even know there was one in 2023. Stop it. So this is, I never heard of this company before. Let me see if I can get a news join. I'm not going through all that. So this channel is, it says this is 7 months old and it's TWIT Tech Podcast Network. All right, so this ain't the news. I like to show the actual news so y'all don't think, I'm in cahoots with anybody, but so here it looks like, 8 months ago there was a data breach. Like, let me share my screen. Let me just share it. Let me share it. So it's all about the visuals, right? All right, boom. All right, so look, I'm trying to show y'all what I'm seeing here. What the 2023 Verizon data breach is. If I have to, I don't know these people. I'll give them credit. Don't worry. 2 years ago, Verizon is trying to tell you what to do with cybercrime. Let's look at this shit. Because what is this? After their data breach, they're going to show you what to do with the cyber crimes that they're committing. Think about it. All right, I can't do that to myself. I've had enough. The music was good though; it was hot. I mean, I guess they try to distract you with the music. But let's see about the actual. That nobody's caring about cyberbullying. Is y'all? You guys are doing it. Look at this. Comcast data breach affects nearly 36 million. This is 2 months ago. Let's go click on this. Xfinity. Matter of fact, we got they got a commercial. We got I'm not with Xfinity. I'm new out here on the West Coast, but I think they're all interconnected. We just recently got about 2 months ago, we got a notice that there was some issue with the internet service out here. There was some sort of outage. They were like, yeah, due to the weather. What weather? There was no weather issues. There were no weather issues at all. The sun was shining. It was a beautiful day.
Comcast is warning customers about a massive security breach exposing their personal information. It affects more than 35 million people across the country, and that includes here in Metro Detroit. We bring in our consumer investigator, Hank Winchester, a significant group of people that we're talking about here, Hank.
Yeah, Devin, I mean, this is huge. We're hearing about these hacks, though, more and more often. Comcast, Xfinity on it right now, but understand that most of this information was compromised back in October. These security hacks happening more and more often. Just recently, we've covered
That's less than a year ago, y'all. Less than a year ago. This is another data breach with Xfinity.
Big one with Flagstar Bank, with Corewell Health, and now Comcast being targeted.
It is a growing problem, and it is really a big problem because some of the hacking attacks, actually, there are breaches which impact 100 million customers, let's say, which is very big.
Yeah.
So it is a big problem. There are very many hacking attacks. There's a statistic, there's one every 39 seconds.
Wow.
Here's what we know about the Comcast security hack. It happened between October 16th and the 29th. Usernames, passwords, contact information, and partial social security numbers taken. You're being encouraged to change your password and also sign up for credit monitoring.
That's their solution to everything. Free credit monitoring. We don't need free credit monitoring. We got Credit Karma, right? And we know how responsible and accurate those motherfuckers are that you guys gave us in selected areas. I hope you know a lot of people have never heard of Credit Karma. If you have heard of Credit Karma, you probably live near the hood. I'm just saying. Because that's who it's geared towards. There's a certain demographic of people, okay, that they're shooting for. This is the point of all of this that I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Hopefully by the end of this live, y'all understand it and you can just rewind it, is that this is fake. All of this is fake. There's no hacker. There's no one man out to get millions of people every few months. And they just happen to take part of your information and connect it with another part and they connect it. That's not it. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. It's the system. All right. I'm going to connect this all. Follow with me. Now we're going to talk about the next thing. Biden's student loan forgiveness bullshit, right? I call it bullshit for a reason because I call it spade a spade. It is what it is. This student loan forgiveness, now he's discharging student loan debt if you were under the SAVE program, okay, for $12,000 or less of debt. What the fuck is that going to do for anybody? That's not going to do anything for anybody. You could say to me, oh, well, it means a lot to me because I'm struggling to pay that bill and I don't have high income and $12,000 worth of debt is a lot. I'm still going to call bullshit. All right. That's $12,000 that you can turn into a positive line of credit for yourself within 30 days on your own for free. Since y'all like free, since y'all like low quality free so much, okay, for free, get your student loan overturned on your own so you can have a long positive history of a trade line. Why is that important? Because you have made your debt positive and you, like you said, you don't have that much money, right? You don't have that much money. How can you get credit cards now? I don't have any money. I don't have all the whining and complaining and the excuses. You have debt that you can make positive and then you can go out and get more debt. That's all credit cards are, is debt. That's all your mortgages, your car note is debt. And you want to run out and go get some more debt, right? So let's go run out and get some more fucking debt. Do it the right way. Do it their way. Do it the 1%ers way, because this is how they are. Okay? This is how they run. Don't have Biden discharge your student loan and you're broke. Say, thank you, Biden, for that offer. No, thank you. I'm going to go and I'm going to hire Fix My Credit Now at 50.com, pay my little one-time fee, get a little bit of free credit repair with that. And in 30 days, I'm going to get my student loan either discharged, you know, you shouldn't discharge it, but I digress, or I'm going to have it turned into a positive, which is strongly recommended by Fix My Credit Now at 50.com. I'm just saying. Okay. So when you go on, and I'll say Credit Karma, because a lot of y'all know Credit Karma. I'm partnered with Fix My Credit Now at 50.com. You can check it out as well. But when you look at your credit report and you look at your credit utilization, what are you going to see? Is it high, right? Is it high on $200 credit cards, $500 credit card limits, $3,000 credit card limits? And then you want the Amex card so bad. Everybody's like, yo, I need you to fix my credit. I want that Amex. Well, you know what you need to do to get that Amex? You need to be a primary trade. You need a primary trade line on your credit card, multiple ones. Yes, I do sell trade lines where you can be an authorized user. But how the game is changing now and how these banks are doing now, okay, they don't want to see you just as an authorized user. They also want to see you as a primary. So take a look at the debt that you already have and make sure it's positive and make sure it's reporting on your credit report. Gee, Tamiya, how do I do that? Let me explain to you. More free game. Okay. And it's not that deep. So let's go the cheap route, since everybody likes to be cheap and low budget up in here, right? Go to your Experian, open up a free Experian account. They have the Experian Boost. I fucks with it. I like it. I support it. You know, I've used it before. Let's not focus on the score increase. We're worried about your actual credit profile. You want to build your credit profile. Forget the score. And I'm going to talk to y'all about that score shit in a minute because you guys are just, matter of fact, let me write that down before I forget because y'all know I go off on a tangent and forget shit. Okay, credit score increase later. I know what I'm talking about. All right, boom. Go on Experian, do the boost, right? It's free. If you got about maybe 10 minutes to spare, because I don't want to hear anybody talk about, oh, I don't have the time to do this, that, and the third. You got the time. You got the time. Shut up. You got time. You got 10 minutes. This is an investment in yourself. Go on and boost your account. What's going to happen with the Experian Boost is going to run through a list of questions. Hey, do you have a utility bill, an electric bill? Do you have a car note? Do you have a water bill? Are you what's the name of this company? Okay, you know what I mean? So you answer that. I can't do that for you as your credit expert because I don't know what you have and what you don't have. You know what you have. So just sign up and do the boost. It's going to run through everything, right? And then it's going to check and see, what your status is. If you've been paying on time, yes, that is, you know what, MWD, I'm sorry I haven't been responding. Yes, this is like Groundhog Day every year. It's on purpose. That's why so many people come to me trying to fix their credit and they have some sort of fraud or data breach or whatever going on. That's why. But anyway, back to the Experian, right? So it's going to go through all these questions and it's really fast. And then if they connect you to an account that's yours and you miss the payment, the beautiful thing about it is they're not going to put that on your credit report, right? They're like, ooh, okay, we can't use that one. But you've been paying your cell phone bill on time. So, okay, cool. Oh, you've been paying your bill on time for X amount of months or X amount of years. Excellent. So they put that on your credit report. So you want to keep paying that on time. You want to show positivity. And that is actually you having a primary trade line on your account. So for those that are saying, oh, I can't afford a credit card, I can't afford, these are just positive debt that you have. Now you already have some, they're just not reporting. Get the electric bill on there if you can. I am affiliated with Rent Reporters. You can report your rent on time. If you're like, oh, well, I rent from a family member, that's easy. Tell that family member to tell Rent Reporters, yeah, you've been paying rent on time, knowing full well you owe them 2 months of back rent. Just say what you got to say to do what you have to do to get what you and your family need. Okay? Because they don't care. Why should you? Now, I mean, if you want to go to Straightway, go to Straightway. Okay, let me know how long that's going to take you to get out of that debt. That's all I'm saying. Rent, your car note. Now this is going to report. So now you got your Experian together. Now let me tell you a little bit about Experian and why that's really cool that Experian has that. When you go get credit cards, you apply for credit cards and you apply for any sort of like loans, a lot of times they are looking at Experian. I look at Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax as three different monsters. And they all have three different personalities. So TransUnion is the ghetto one. They don't care what's on your credit report. They don't care what your name is. They don't care what your credit score. They don't care about nothing, right? Then you got Equifax. They're really strict. They hate TransUnion. They're like the redheaded stepchild. They hate Experian and they want to separate themselves. They want to be their own entity. So when you go and dispute things prior to their data breach, right, that they had last year as well, that affected millions and millions of people, prior to that, they were very difficult to work with. Even as a credit repair expert, it is difficult to get Experian negative off of an Equifax, right? Fine. But Experian is always the go-to when you're trying to get credit, when you're trying to get a line of credit, when you're trying to get the credit cards, when you're trying to get Amex. They always look at Experian. Experian is the fair one. They're not extreme. They're not ghetto. They're just very conservative. As long as you prove your case, you're good. So the fact that they're offering a boost now, that's a positive. So go ahead. They've been offering for years. Go ahead and become a primary trade line. Now, student loans. Okay. Fuck Biden and his forgiveness. Don't let those student loans go, y'all. Because if you are trying to get credit, You want credit for the debt that you have, right? So you're like, well, Tamiya, I haven't really been paying on it. I missed a payment. It's messing up my credit. That's why I want it off my credit report. Very simple. Go to the student loan, what is it, Department of Education, right? Go into your account, do an IDR, an income driven repayment plan. All right. I talked about this before. I have a video. Check out my videos. I'll try to tag it in when this live is over. Okay. And I'm showing you how to do it yourself. Whatever you choose to do, it does matter what you say, people. That's the thing when it comes to this credit game. All right. That's why I'm good at what I do. You know what I mean? Even when it comes to helping my vets and getting people their bread or whatever, it's all about what you say. So I'm not going to give, this is still a business. I mean, I can't give y'all all my tea, right? Or just what's the point of my existence? But I'm trying to show you, yes, you can do this yourself. And it takes 30 days, answer their questions. And you don't have to do the Biden save. You don't have to do whatever the fuck he's talking about. You don't need your student loans discharged. You really don't. Okay. But when you sign up for the IDR, once it goes through the system and it's approved, this is literally a 30-day process. Sometimes a little sooner. Okay. It's supposed to correct itself on your credit report. If it does not, then you just fix it off your credit report. It's no big deal. Now, if you don't want to do it, then you just hire Fix My Credit Now at 50.com to do it. But either way, now that student loan is a positive trade line. Okay. Now, the key with getting credit and positive lines of credit is a lot of times these banks want to see, are you trustworthy? Have you ever had a line of credit? If you did, were you paying on time? So if you take your positive trade student loan now, because it's been flipped from negative to positive, and let's say your student loan is, I don't know, $30,000, that's showing up on your credit report as a perfect payment history for $30,000 worth of credit in your name. So now that's a positive trade line. You didn't have to pay anybody to do it. You just hopped on and flipped it, and Biden didn't take that away from you. So now what you can do is bask in the glory of the fact that your credit score has risen now because all those missed payments are wiped out, all in 30 days, right? All of those collections, whatever negative thing was reporting, now is positive, right? Go ahead and go apply for some credit cards. Don't let Biden fool you with this bullshit, with his tight ass eyes and shit, talking Is that better? Can you hear me now? Because it says you should be able to hear me. I'll wait for you. Can y'all hear me? Okay. So yeah, it looks like y'all can hear me. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. What I was saying is I'm always moving my hands. Thank you. I'm always moving my fingers and I'm so sorry about that. I get hype. Right? So how much is credit repair? What I was saying was I can't give a number because everybody's situation is different. So basically, schedule a consultation with me and I'll tell you. I'll look at your whole credit report and I'll tell you what you need and how much it is. Okay? And that's real talk because sometimes you think it's worse than what it is and it's not. Sometimes you think it's better than it is and it's not. And sometimes you just need some direction and some guidance and I'll just give it to you. So whatever, I can't tell. Let me look at your credit report first. Okay. And if you want to do the student loan, you're welcome. You're welcome. If you want to do the student loan thing, what I usually do, it's a one-time fee for that. Depending on how much it is, it's just a slight different in price. It's if it's over 50,000, is a particular price. If it's under 50,000, it's like a lower price. But I come with 2 free months of credit repair. The reason why I do that is even though I'm telling you guys you can fix your trade line, fix your student loan, and make it a positive trade line within 30 days, they don't always update their credit bureaus, even though they're interconnected. They update it whenever they feel like it. A lot of my clients are in a rush and they're like, listen, I need you to do this. Oh, it's under 50,000. Oh, okay. Okay. Let me see what the status is on that. Set up a consultation, go to my link, schedule free consultations, be like, hey, this is me or whatever. And under that, you're going to, I'm going to need just go ahead, schedule a consultation. I got you. And you said these are my clients' profile. Oh, okay. Yeah, just honest. Let's talk. Just set up a consultation with me and we'll talk because I don't want the reason why I do that is because like why would I charge somebody and everybody the same price when literally people don't have the same issues? Like it's not fair. Life ain't fair, but so that's why. So just set up a consultation and we'll just talk about it. All right. But I appreciate you. But anyway, let me get back into this trade line thing, okay? So I'm gonna chill on the mic. I think I'm gonna just keep it like this, but thank you for telling me to refresh. So basically, you're welcome. So basically, with the primary trade lines, it's your car, it's your student loan. Don't have buy it and forgive it if you don't have to. Now, the only time it really harms you to have too much debt, and your lender will work with you on this, and they'll work with me, we'll work together as a team, is if you're trying to purchase a home and your lender says this is negatively affecting your debt to income ratio. That is a very simple solution. This is a simple way to fix, and you can remove it. We can remove it for you just so you can get pre-approved faster, and then I can show you how to get it right back on because you actually want that debt. So that's another thing that's been going on, people. I do offer trade lines, but you want to be a primary. You want to have as many primary trade lines as possible. What I see going on between the data breach and the student loan thing, it looks like they're trying to reinforce what we already know. The rich are going to stay richer and the poor are going to stay poor. And I'm going to talk about that as well. The next thing that happened, and I did a video on this as well within these past 48 hours, is that Capital One took over Discover. I'm blown away by that. Like, I'm mad. That's bananas. Like, so what happened was one of my favorite clients hit me up. They got in my ear because y'all know I don't watch the news unless it's credit related. So yes, this was credit related, but this was mad new, right? Like it just came out this morning and he's on the East Coast, so he got the news, whatever, right? So he goes and was like, did you hear about Capital One? I'm like, nah. And I go check it out and I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. So basically Capital One, who used to just be like a payday debit card thing where you put your direct deposit information in and they were somehow connected to Chase, right? It was like a rush card. But if you didn't want to be the ghetto person and have a rush card or baby fat card, you had the Capital One card, right? It looked more professional. It looked like you were more serious with your money and your funds, right? But you were broke. You couldn't get into a bank account. That's how I remember Capital One. Then they were a bank, and I'm like, what? They were a bank now, and you're seeing Capital One banks pop up everywhere. Now they got the balls and the audacity to freaking, now they're taking over Discover. That's wow. That is wow. It blows my mind. So according to my reaction video with that, where I'm talking to y'all about that, they're basically saying now Capital One is like going to be upper echelon credit with the credit cards. They're up there with Chase and Amex. And I didn't know Citibank credit card was like major like that, but now it's like fourth in a running. They'll probably buy out Citi because like what the hell is this? I don't know one person that has a Citi credit card. If y'all got a Citi credit card, put Citi credit card. But other than that, like what's Citi? So all I see is Chase, Amex, and now Capital One. That's crazy. And they bought them out for what, 35 billion? What's up with that, yo? I'll tell you what's up with that. So what they did was, and this is just my personal opinion, I'm not part of this whole scheme that they have going on, but it all of this needs to make sense to y'all. Make it make sense. Capital One predominantly preyed on low income individuals who they knew had bad credit, wasn't able to open up a bank account, and you could put your direct deposit directly on their card, right? So that's not free. So a lot of us didn't know that there's fees behind that. So I'm trying to build this up for you guys so you can see the bigger picture. When they started off, they were no name, they were small, it was just Capital One. You put your direct deposit on, but they're charging you a fee. A percentage of your paychecks are going to fund Capital One. It's business. I'm not mad. I'm not hating. I'm just telling you facts. Okay. Then after that, they built up enough money. They did what they needed to do on their end. Now they're a bank. They're taking over probably small banks. Big bank takes little bank. Isn't that what the youngins say nowadays? Big bank takes little bank. That's what Capital One was doing. So it was acquiring failed banks. Remember Commerce Bank, y'all? Remember TD Bank, y'all? Yeah, TD Bank took over Commerce. Does anybody remember Commerce? Is it just me? I loved Commerce. Commerce was the truth. But anywho, I digress. So then we're seeing little Capital Ones pop up. Now I'm going to give you guys a little bit of insight in my personal life, okay? I didn't always grow up in the hood. I'm saying, like, I didn't always grow up in the hood. You dig me? But I predominantly, most of my life, from a baby until the age of 16, I lived in a well-to-do upper class. Is that safe to say? I don't know. I live nice. Okay. I was raised, that's not your money, Tamiya. That's our money. That's how my parents raised me. I'm poor. My parents had money. So we'll say that. So they lived a certain lifestyle. The type of people that have no idea what a Capital One is to this day. To this day, they barely know. They know what it is to this day, but it took them years. I introduced Capital One because once I did live in poverty, I was kicked out the house. Long story. Check out my podcast. You'll learn, right? But I was kicked out the house and I was thrown into poverty, and I had to build myself to where I am today, which is this amazing, beautiful. I'm joking, but I had to build myself up. Okay. Now, what happened was, one time I was really bad with money. And I used to go to my dad, like, hey, I need some money, right? And he'd be like, great, okay, no problem. I'll put it in your bank account. I was like, great, I'm banking with Capital One. And he said, what is a Capital One? I'm like, they're everywhere, Dad. They're everywhere. He was like, I've never seen a where do you live? Where do you live at? Because I don't have Capital One where I live at. And I've been out here for years. Damn. So you're trying to tell me Capital One was only hitting the hood? That's facts, because remember, they had the debit cards, they had the payday cards, right? Now, if you live in a better area, in a better neighborhood, in a better environment, you don't need those type of cards because you're going to open up a bank account, right? You're just simply going to open up a bank account. Yeah. But what about those that couldn't open bank accounts? That's who Capital One was going after. they were getting those fees because people that didn't even have payday cards, what did they do? Because I used to be one of them people. I would take my paycheck and I would go to the check cashing place, right? Right? Come on, don't try to act all bougie now. Like, I don't know what she's talking about. Yeah, motherfucker, y'all know. You would take your paycheck and go to a check cashing place, right? When you go to the check cashing place, they would take a decent percentage of your paychecks because they're still a business. They got to run, right? And I mean, you got to eat that L. You got to take that L because where else are you going to go? That's what Capital One was doing. Like it was like the new age check cashing place. You understand? Thank you, Prince. Hey, Prince. I love Prince. That is my client. I'm telling you, I love you to death. Hey, Prince. But yeah, so we would take the little Capital One in my eyes is like the new age check cashing place. Now, you know, check cashing place was somebody's always smoking cigarettes in the back. It was dirty. You know what I'm saying? Capital One makes you feel classy. Like, you know what? I got a debit card now. And it says Capital One and it's through a bank. But what we didn't know about Capital One, because it's only hitting the hood, right? Is that their fees are also check cashing pricey fees. They're high. You got these hidden fees. You got all these other fees going on. We didn't care because we're still broke as fuck. We can't fuck with the big banks. We can't deal with the Chase. Chases don't want us. We don't have the money. We don't have the credit score. So we had to settle with Capital One. I hope you guys are following me here. So now Capital One is popping up everywhere. My father still doesn't know what the hell Capital One is. And he actually had to drive out of his neighborhood and go closer to Philadelphia because I was living in Philly at the time. I was living in the hood of Philly, and my dad had to drive out of his neighborhood at least a strong hour to find a Capital One. If y'all don't believe me, I will have that man on the phone and he'll tell you, like, yeah, I remember I had to give her some money and I didn't know where the Capital One was. My parents lived in an amazing area. You saw Chase Bank, and the banks were so nice, they didn't even look like a bank. They looked like a mansion. Like, it looked like the fuck, this is a bank? You understand? So this is all part of the whole fucked up psyche, y'all. And now you're trying to tell me that Capital One got so much money off of us that they bought out Discover. Really? Now you went from being a check cashing place basically to now you're up there with Amex and Chase, and you can't tell me, are you going to raise these fees or not? Are you going to raise these fees? Let me know. Because when I showed y'all the video, when I did the live, right? What did they say? When the man specifically asked, now that you guys have bought out Discover, are the interest rates going to go up? Are the fees going to go up? And that woman laughed and did not answer the question. So the answer is yes, they are. They also said that they got a different demographic now. They got a different demographic. So I think I jumped the gun. Once Capital One became a bank, right? So it went from a payday card to a bank. Then they started letting us have credit cards. So if you can recall the story of Capital One, it was only one credit card. Remember, they hired everybody can relate to Samuel L. Jackson in The Yellow. What's in your wallet? Like, what the fuck, nigga? You shut up. You know what I mean? So he would yell at us in the commercial, what's in your wallet? And then we got a credit card. That's all we knew. Samuel L. Jackson. He curses a lot. Boom. Now we got a fucking credit card from Capital One. But what we didn't know, because we were credit ignorant then, is that we were approved for secured credit cards, not unsecured credit cards. Do y'all remember? So it was mad easy to open up a checking account, open up a savings account with Capital One when nobody else would accept us, right? And now we could get a credit card when nobody else will accept us. This is who Capital One really is. And now you're trying to tell me they bought out Discover and now they're upper echelon? Now you're trying to tell me you're running with the big boys now? Please, you are a check cashing place. Let's not forget that. Cut him out. Do y'all follow me? I hope y'all do, because you're looking and you're watching. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Like, this is a problem. All of these things are happening within 48 hours, y'all. You got to be concerned. You have to be concerned. And you know what? I think this is their way of getting at us for fixing our credit during the pandemic. We sat at home. We were getting fired. We're watching family members die. We're watching our breadwinners die. So what do poor people do when the shit gets rough? You make lemons out of lemonade. And we learned how to fix our credit. We learned how to get trade lines. We learned how to start our own companies. We learned how the banks truly move. But the banks weren't ready for all of those people to fix their credit, to get a high credit score, to learn trade lines, and to get credit cards. They, at the 2 years, they thought we were just going to die off and roll over because of the pandemic. And that's not what happened. Yes, people did die. My mother died. You understand? During the pandemic. It was a sad situation. But you still have to move on. And we were getting, I used to tell people all the time, especially during the pandemic, get your first credit card from Capital One. You're good. And that's what they did. This is what you need to say. This is what you need to do. I took off your collections. You know what I mean? Go there. You're straight. Go get a trade line from Capital One. Matter of fact, don't get one, get two. Don't get two, get three. You understand? Capital One was making it rain on us with their credit cards. Were they not? Now you try to get a Capital One credit card. They want to shuck and jive. Well, let me see. Well, you can't do this. And nah, son. Now we know what happened. They bought out Discover. Now they're one of the big boys. Now Capital One. That's like, what's it like? That's like, all right, that's like the corny dude from high school who was mad corny, or the mad corny chick or whatever. And it's just corny. They used to have the corny with how did the chicken cross the road? Like, I don't know. I mean, just say dumb shit, right? They were just mad corny and they had high waters on. FYI, I was one of them people. I was a nerd. I played the violin, people. I was getting beat up every day. Look at me now. I'm just saying. The fuck. But anyway, so that's what Capital One was like, that corny ass, joke telling, high water, bifocal, greasy hair dude that would just follow you and just say dumb shit. And nobody cared. Nobody wondered, right? And then you moved on with your life. And you're like, you know what? I want to play with Amex. I want to play with Chase. I want to play with Bank of America. I don't know this guy back here. I don't know this Capital One joint. I don't know. And then all of a sudden, you look up and there's no more Discover. And right next to the superstars of your generation is Capital One. And the bifocals went away. The high waters went away. Right? Now they're not telling funny jokes because you are their joke. Now, that's what happened to us. That's what happened within the past 48 hours. Eat that. Eat that. Go try and get a Capital One card now. Let me know how that works out for you. Because things have changed. Things have changed. The banks have changed all of that. Now, you're probably wondering, Tamiya, what does this all have to do with credit? You told me about this buying student loan discharge. You told me about, the buyout, the acquisition, right? The acquisition that Capital One did with Discover. What's the first thing I told y'all? Something else. The data breach. You don't think all of this is connected? It's going to affect your credit. They have your personal information. They keep doing this every year, like every couple. It wasn't even a full year since the last data breach I just showed y'all. It was just in October there was a data breach. And how many people did it hit? Millions and millions of people, right? And then what's going to happen is there's going to be a lawsuit. You guys fill out your little application so you get your little money and be part of this whole class action suit, because you know what? Humans are creatures of habit, and humans like to be a part of something. They like to feel needed feel part of something. So they're just going to have this random data breach lawsuit that you can be a part of. Come sign up and give us more of your information so we can turn that 35 million into 80 million, and we're going to fuck up your credit too. So when you go look at your credit report, we're going to give it to you for free. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it. You can look at it for free, and we're going to show you how we're destroying your information for free. Okay? Don't worry about Credit Karma. Go to my annual credit report, and you can see how we have taken your credit during this outage, during this data breach that this one individual hacker just happened to do. Is he doing this every couple of months? Really? Y'all haven't gotten this man yet? Because he's doing it every month. Think about it, people. It's not a hacker, it's them. This is how they keep you down. How does this relate to Biden? Let me tell you, he's taken away credit. You have to think smarter. America is run on credit. So why would you have somebody take away your credit and tell you it's good for you? How much do we owe China? How much do we owe Hong Kong? I grew up in the 80s. Everything was made in China. Everything. We owe them. But it's all good because the American dollar is more than any fucking currency in the world, right? But we owe people. That's how America is run. So don't have Biden take away your debt when you can make that debt something positive. Okay? And then you could get more debt. So the key is, it's not about, oh my God, it's too much debt. You want as much debt as possible. Why? Because if you know how to play the game correctly, you can live off of debt. You're just managing your credit. You're managing it. Okay? It's like what is it? 3-card Molly. Do you guys, okay, because some of y'all might not know 3-card Molly, but 3-card Molly, if you don't know, is way back in the day. This is the last time I saw this game being played. I'm sure it's still being played, but it's a trick that they do, right? Where you show, like, it'll be like 3 cups, and then it might be a stone in one of the cups, and the guy will just or the card, I think it's a card, right? Whatever the case, they put the stone in the cup and they play around with the cup, and they go like this, and you pay him $1 or whatever, and he's like, yeah, you know what I mean, if you can guess, you can give me you get money, whatever the prize is, right? But they're really doing a 52 fake out, like they're hiding the thing or whatever. So what I'm trying to say is, that's kind of what living off of credit and debt is. You want to move off of credit. Debt is okay if you know how to manage it and make it into credit, if you can comprehend that. So the problem is, and what I have a struggle with like my channel and people following, is you guys are so stuck on what they are telling you to not to do. Don't trust credit repair people. Oh my gosh, you can do it for free. You can do it for free. You can't trust every credit repair specialist, right? But oh my God, they're just going to take your money and run. That's what they've been doing, right? But we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that, right? But they're going to take your money and run. They're not going to help you, blah, 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 right? Don't listen to them. Fix it on your own. Do your own thing, and we'll tell you how. So when you go on Experian, when you go on Equifax, TransUnion, you go to these free sites, they do tell you how to fix your credit, but they tell you how to do it their way. So why would I listen to my oppressor? Think about it. Why would I listen to the same people, the same entity that's holding me down? I'm going to take your advice on how to get out of debt with y'all? No. You keep doing these data breaches every few months, and magically my identity is being stolen. And now people are hacking into my bank account. Now I don't have access to things anymore. That's y'all. And you're telling me how to fix it when you're causing it? So no, debt is good, people. You know what I'm saying? Because all you're doing is just moving things around. Let me give you an example. Right? A friend of mine wanted to buy a house, didn't have that much money, needed to buy a house. This person their house costs about $700,000, right? They make good money. They live well. House is beautiful, whatever. I know they ain't got no $700,000, but it's an investment. They have good credit. They made sure when they purchased the home that their credit was good. They made sure that they could show proof that they can afford the monthly payments. That's why I keep telling y'all, it's not about the score so much as it is what's on your credit profile, right? What's on your credit report. So all of this they made good on. And once you have a good credit score and you show, have a strong credit profile, they ask for less information than they would someone who has a lower credit score and there's too much going on in their credit report because you don't seem trustworthy. Banks are like, I have money, but should I give it to you? I don't know, blah, 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 right? So this person played the game and they got this house for over 700,000 because they had a good credit score, because they had a good credit profile. Their monthly payments were affordable. They were manageable. Okay. Do they have $700,000? No, they don't. But guess what they can do? They can sell their house and they can literally get $700,000. Think about it. Think about it. Y'all don't, I'm not just talking to talk. I'm not making up stuff. This is real stuff. Let me tell you, I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better. Rock out with me. Credit cards. You can liquidate credit cards. Real talk. You can liquidate credit cards. That's debt, right? So if you have a bunch of credit cards, and yes, the debt is 50 plus thousand, right? But if you're breaking them up, you can liquidate one, have the others pay for each other, right? You're getting cash rewards. So you could take the cash rewards and pay themselves. Just because you get a credit card and they're telling you, hey, this is your due date, right? Separate that. If you got, let's say you have 4 credit cards, make the due date, change it. They let you do it, right? Change the due date to the beginning of the month for 2 cards and the due date at the end of the month for other 2 cards. Have them credit cards pay for each other. Don't let these people take this debt away from you. Tamiya, how does the acquisition affect me as a consumer? Good question. Glad you asked that in the comments, said no one. All right. So this is the early signs by the fact that Capital One, and by the way, I'm going to pause this. I don't usually do. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. I see y'all watching with y'all looking eyes, with your watching selves. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, all that, so the word can get out. But anyway, so Capital One, which was a nobody, has built itself up to somebody. There's got to be a cost to that. Okay? Because they acquired Discover for, what is it, $35 billion? They got to get that money back. How are they going to get it back? They're going to raise the fees. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what they say, because as you can see, okay, I was disconnected from Instagram. Got you. If you want to continue, you can remove the. Okay, I'm not doing all that. All right. So if you were following me on Instagram, I'm sorry, but it's only for an hour and we've passed the time and y'all keep coming in and out. And I appreciate y'all. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All right. Share. Let people know I'm out here on these streets. But anyway, so because they paid over $35 billion for the Discover, they got to make up for it. And the best way to make up for it is business, y'all. They got to increase the fees. They have to. Now, what are they going to do for the current customers to keep them around, to keep them happy? I'm not sure, because keep in mind, Capital One's demographic is not what they are going for now. Okay. And you could look at it like, I'm not one of them. I'm not one of those people that knew about check cashing in places, and I make 100 plus 200,000 a year and I got a Capital One card. Yeah, but it's not exclusive just for poor people, but it was targeted for poor people. And if you got it, you got it. Good, great for you, but now you can say proudly that you are a Capital One credit card holder. But they have to make up for it. So the fees are going to go up and the interest rates are going to go up. What can we do about it? I'm giving y'all all these problems. Let's talk about solutions. Okay. What you can do is, what I would recommend doing is if you want to stay with Capital One, stay with them. If your credit score is good enough, why don't you have them increase your credit cards? Increase it. Just because you have a credit card debt, just because it's been increased, you don't have to use the whole thing. You don't have to use it at all, really. Barely use it, but just keep it active so it shows that you are reliable with money. So when you do try to purchase a home and a credit card and so on and so forth, it's not a problem. They're like, oh, look at that. Their utilization is under 15%, right? Because anything past that, you're paying interest on. More free game for those that are still sticking around. I appreciate it. I did not mean to be on this long, right? But this is some real shit, man. A lot's been going on in 48 hours. Okay. Now, you don't have to stick with Capital One. I know everybody wants Amex. I know everybody wants Chase or whatever. Why don't you just learn to crawl before you can walk? Because you want to be able to crawl and then fly. Real shit. So get your credit fixed. Fix your profile. Stop focusing on the score. The score is easily manipulated. Okay. Your profile is not. Get those negatives off. Get the collections off. The bankruptcies charge off. Some of it may take a long time. You got a lot of heavy stuff going on. If you got stuff going on and you're trying to deal with your credit and you got to do it, but it shouldn't take too long. Sometimes it does. I got my homeboy Prince here. He knows already what it is. You know what I mean? But for the most part, it shouldn't take you more than, on average, I'm saying on average, about 6 months, maybe less, give or take, depending on what's on your credit report. That's why I say I have to look at somebody's credit report before I sit here and say, oh, this is how much it costs. You understand? And Prince, if you don't mind me sharing, Prince's situation was just to the point where I was like, Chris, I got you. Prince, I got you. Like, fuck it. Let me do what I can do. You understand? So I will forever help Prince. Thank you. And I'm not just saying this because you're on here. You know, you've been dealing with me for a long time. As you can see, thank you. She got this. Thank you. You know what I mean? I'm not just pop and fly. I'm serious, y'all. You know what I mean? So what I would do is, if you are already with Capital One and you see low key that the interest rate is going up, the fees are a little higher, I would exit stage left. Just bounce. Because you don't know what's in store. They're not being clear. They're not letting that information be known. They're saying, oh, look at us. We bought Discover. Great. Like, that helps me. Like, I didn't have stock. Well, hopefully if you had stock, maybe you made a come up. You understand? But if you ain't got stock in the company, like, you're just telling a whole bunch of people, consumers who are struggling out in these streets, that you have $350 billion to spare. And meanwhile, you got a late payment. Let me tell you how shady Capital One is, real talk, if you don't know. Capital One, because I have them too, but I know how to play with them people. I can't stand them, but I know how to deal with them, right? Capital One looks at the weekend as when, like most banks do, but they look at it as Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, right? So that's why I tell y'all, when you are trying to pay down your credit cards, pay it early, not just to pay it early, because if your due date falls on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, then, and you pay it during that time, they're not going to acknowledge it until the next business day. And then what happens? They're going to say you're late. This is how Capital One moves. But you see, they were doing it back when they were check cashing people, right? When they were they turned into banks, when their demographic is low income. Y'all, it's not about black and white. It's literally about rich and poor in these streets. That's what's been going on within these past 48 hours. That's what they're prepping us for, in a nutshell. Yes, it took me an hour and 19 minutes and 53 seconds to let y'all know this is the fucking problem. It's about rich and poor. And if you want to stop being poor, take what you have and make it into something. If you got to file for bankruptcy, file it. But don't just roll over and be like, oh, I got 7 years. Oh, I got 10 years. No, fix that shit. Get the items removed. Go after people that aren't checking bankruptcies and build from there during those 7 to 10 years and get that bankruptcy out of here. The only entities that really see a bankruptcy are Pacers, right? Maybe LexisNexis, Sage Stream, but real talk, you could get that off of there too. It may take a little bit of elbow grease, but get it off there. If it's not really hurting you like that, keep it there, but go to the particular lenders where it's not a problem. You understand? You can still get a car. You can still get a nice car. You still do things. All right. Now, back to Capital One. Like, if the prices and the fees are going up, get out of there. You know what I mean? It's not a problem to go with Navy Federal. I would say start messing with these credit unions. If you guys want me to talk about the credit unions again, you could, there's a whole list of credit unions throughout the United States. Connect with a credit union. I am part of some organization, I forgot, where you pay like $10 and for the rest of your life, you can connect to any credit union in the United States. Connect with credit unions because connect with those mom and pop banks. Don't sleep on those mom and pop banks because they're small banks that still want your business and they're still going to give you credit. You don't have to be with a Chase. You don't have to be with an Amex. You want to. Okay. Be careful chasing what you want instead of getting what you need because they're going to negatively impact you. This credit game, these lenders and these banks and the bureaus are not on your side. Stop saying, oh, this inquiry is over 2 years old. It should fall off. It should, but it didn't. Now what? You going to pray it away? You going to hope and pray that? No, stop that. Oh yeah. Guess what? This collection it's approaching 7 years. So I don't need credit repair. Cause yeah. Did you know they just re-aged it? So now it's another 7 years now. So what are you going to do? Okay. You're talking about American Consumer Council. Please elaborate. Okay. What's Prince saying? NFCU is dope. Navy Federal Credit Union, by the way. I heard from about them. I can't read. Like I heard from about them. You first. I know what you meant to say. And they gave me over 10,000 with bad average credit. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, people. Listen, Linda. Listen. Let me tell you something. Who are you trying to be cute for? Do you want an Amex so you can say you can have an Amex? Do you want an Amex so you can be like, yeah, just run my Amex, I'm traveling, I'm going to Belize on a resort. I'm visiting family and I just want to flash my Amex card. Who gives a shit? It's just the fact that you have credit, man, that you got a credit card. Stop worrying about who it's from. Forget Capital One. Forget Amex. Forget Chase. Okay? What you want to do, I know they partner and I got you. I was about to go right into that joint too. They are going to, don't worry about them. Get the credit card that will welcome you in open arms. So if that means you got to go to your neighborhood mom and pop, you got to go to this unknown Navy Federal, right? Or this unknown credit union, I meant to say, right? And they accept you and they give you a credit card with no problem, no muss, no fuss. You already know because you talked to Tamiya, you watched all her free videos, all her free game. All I need to do is focus on my credit profile, keep my utilization low on what little credit cards I have. Stay away from, dear God, these secured credit cards. I'm golden. They may start you off with 5,000 unsecured. That's fine. But then you're going to build. And they're going to see what you're doing. And you're going to go from 5,000 to 20,000 to 30,000 to 80,000, right? And guess what? All these banks talk to each other. They all talk to each other. And they trigger, hey, guess what? This no-name bank approved him for $8,000. They're going to be like, what? Shut up. Well, let's bring her over here because we're going to offer them a $20,000 credit card. That's when y'all call me and say, yo, thanks for the deletions. Now I'm getting all these emails and letters like, yo, I can get 20,000. Should I do it? And I'll be like, hold on, let me check your credit report. Oh yeah, I got you some deletions. Boom, I got your score up. You're looking good. We still got a little fixing to do, but you're looking good. Okay, this is what you say. And I'm gonna tell you what to say. You say this and you say this and you say this. And then you get approved. Right? but they're all talking to each other. Now, the partner with the credit unions that he's talking about, Amex, right? So I'll take Navy Federal for example. You know you could be grandfathered in, right? If you really want to floss, you want to ball out with the Amex, don't know why, right? So when you go to Navy Federal, they give you a list of credit cards, the choices, right? So they're, hey, you're approved. Which credit card do you want? And then you're like, oh no, I want, I don't know. So just, it's really simple. I'll walk y'all through it. Matter of fact, I should do a video on all the credit cards. It's pretty cool. But one of their cards is actually an Amex credit card. So there you go. There you go. You want to ask his Amex, go for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm teasing. If you want Amex, and do your Amex thing. Excuse me. If you want Chase, do your Chase thing. But I'm trying to get you guys to see that you don't have to floss. You don't have to show off. You know what I mean? These smaller entities will help you. They'll give you the same amount of money. They'll give you the same loans. They'll give you the better interest rates because they want your business. They want you. They want your family. They want your friends. They want you to go out and say, look what they did. Look what they did for me. And once they become bigger, then it becomes a problem. So I was talking earlier about Commerce Bank. And one of the reasons why I loved Commerce Bank is because way back then I was financially irresponsible, but they worked with me. The fees were low. They gave me advances on my paycheck because I was a long-term customer, but it was a small bank. It was not like nationwide. And only people that know anything about commerce are like, I think people in the Pennsylvania area or the tri-state area at that time. So like, I don't think they had it in like Texas. If they did, like, shout out to them, but they were a really good bank and they worked with you. And it broke my heart when it closed down because I knew I wasn't in good standing with anybody. Like nobody else was going to tolerate my shit. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It's okay. Check out these smaller banks. Check out the Navy Federal. Check out Penn Fed. Now, then you got to learn. I'm kind of going off track here, but you got to learn which banks are more fitting for your needs. What do I mean by that? So you guys have to learn to play chess, not checkers, when it comes to your credit. Forget that credit score unless you're about to apply for some credit. Okay, fuck that credit score out the window. Okay, fix what's on your credit report. Get the deletions, get the collections, charge off. If it's old, real talk, don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? If it's more than 2 years old, like, don't stress it because every day it's just getting older and older, right? All right, worry about the new stuff. Worry about what's going on within the past 24 months. That's on your credit report. Okay, then it's real simple to fix a credit score. You get that fixed with a trade line. You can flip your own trade lines. Like I told you, you can flip them within 30 days. That's what I'm saying. Don't let Biden take your debt, make your debt into a trade line, and watch your score shoot up on its own, and watch your credit profile become strong. And you can walk into any entity with your balls hanging out and say, yo, run me my dough. And they will do that. But anyway, so what you want to do is you want to go to these entities and you want to apply for credit and you want to ask for these credit cards. And that's what they'll do. They'll give them to you. You have to say the right things though. You have to make sure you're saying that you're a high wage earner with low expenses. Okay. They don't check. It's okay. Relax. I'm saying it's not illegal. There's nothing wrong with that. But then you want to pay them and make sure they pay each other down. Then you want to go to these banks that are fitting for your needs. So let's say you're trying to get a house. From what I'm hearing, and you can go on my Facebook group. I have a Facebook specifically for you guys that are trying to purchase a home. It's called Credit and First Time Home Buyers Plug. There's mortgage lenders in there. It's about 1,700 members, brokers, a ton of real estate agents. I let everybody in the industry post for free because there's a lot of clients that are there. So do your thing. But I know the lenders always say when a person gets a mortgage from Navy Federal, I do love Navy Federal, even though we know they're racist, right? Because that's a whole other vibe, a whole other video. They are amazing when it comes to credit cards. They're amazing when it comes to car loans. And that's just facts. And as much as I'm anti the system and against racism, you you know what? This whole country is built off of racism. We can't get around it. I'm not saying, I'm not condoning it, but we gotta play the game to get what we want, to break these generational curses. And unfortunately, we do have to go to these people, right? So we have to go to these banks and these lenders and say, listen, fuck your racism. I need you to run my credit. I want I want these credit cards, right? And I need a car loan. Now you got some positive trade lines, primary in your name. So Navy Federal is good for that, but they're bad for mortgages from what I'm hearing with the lenders. Okay. If you guys want to challenge that, you can tussle with me in the comments. I'm just a messenger. Okay. I'm not a mortgage lender, but that's what they said. And that's also proven with their most recent allegations of racism. So there you go. Then you have other banks, other credit unions that may specialize in mortgages or car loans, right? You might have some that specialize in business credit, because you guys, the whole point of why I'm telling y'all all of this is to get over on the business side. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. Check out my other videos, but that's the goal here. That's the ultimate goal. All right. To get all this credit and get it transferred to business credit is a whole other different world. But yeah, some banks, you want to study that. You want to learn like which banks are best for me. You might have a bank where you just want it to be local. You just want it to be small. Or maybe you want credit cards that's just, for some gas, just to get around, things like that. Nothing major. You don't care. It could be shared with the family. So definitely do your research. And you guys have to get on the ball with this as quickly as possible. Because like I told y'all, they're making it so credit repair is non-existent. Do what you have to do to get what you want. These are the solutions, people. Okay. Now, the final solution I have about this so-called outage that is some bullshit is basically prepare for the data breach. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're trying to tell me that AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon, these are the top cellular companies, they got hit up by millions of people. I mean, millions of people were affected and nothing's going to happen. Doubt it. I just proved it to y'all. We're about to wrap this live up. So if you want, hit rewind if you missed it. But I showed y'all multiple videos where this breach, keep this cell phone bullshit, even with the cable, it's bullshit. And when this happens, people just get their identity stolen. Right? So what I recommend is, you guys don't like it, and you're right, nothing is perfect. Thank you. We could talk about that as well. Nothing is perfect. But the problem is the same issue keeps happening every few months. And the issue that keeps happening is it's affecting the consumer. It's negatively impacting the consumer. It's preventing the consumer to have better credit, better opportunities. And this is how it starts. So I don't care. Nothing is perfect in life. I don't want perfection, but I want to be respected, and I want things to be done right with my hard-earned money. And I just want that recognized. I don't have to be part of the 1%. A lot of us are not begging to be part of the 1%. A lot of us are happy with how our lives are going right now, with the type of income that we have. We just don't like the abuse of the society is given to us. That's all. Didn't ask for perfection. But I feel you. Thank you for your comment. Okay. Now, back to what I was saying with the data breach, with the cell phone glitch or whatever the hell is going on, there's going to be a data breach. All these people were impacted. We've seen it over and over again. I just showed y'all. Protect your credit. Protect your credit. Put a freeze on your credit report, people. I did a video on that. I know it's not live and exciting, and sometimes somebody does her PowerPoint presentation, but I'm telling y'all, because I'm trying to show y'all the information, like I'm trying to walk y'all through it. You guys keep complaining about, credit repair costs. Yeah, it's a business. It's just, you want me to remove hundreds of thousands of dollars from your credit report, in a matter of 48 hours, and you're mad that you have to pay for a service. I did a video on that. Go check it out too. But it is, as long as you recognize that this is an investment on yourself and in your family and your future, and it is time consuming, it does cost a lot of money, and Tamiya is probably the cheapest in the game anyway. Go ahead and just sign up. Look at the bigger picture. If you want to do it yourself, go to Fix My Credit Now, 850.com. And you can go to the DIY section, and I have plenty of letters that are dumb cheap, some free stuff in there. I even got a free video that walks you through how to do it yourself. Just get it done is the point, right? So you want to freeze your account. So if there is a data breach, the next one, you're protected. You're protected, y'all. You understand? If you notice something that's fraudulent, file a police report. We know they don't do much of shit anyway, so you got to back up. You got to have a backup to the backup to the backup. And what is that? That is filing a police report. That is putting a freeze on your credit report. That's putting a fraud alert, one or the other, freeze or fraud alert. Fraud alert, you don't need to do both. But you know, if you've been watching my videos, I just did a video on that. It's boring, but it's informative, right? But if you do a fraud alert that stays on your report for a year, I think so. But a freeze, you can flip it off and on, right? So I do freeze, whatever. But you want to also take your police report, file an FTC complaint, all right? Identity theftation. Come on, people. That's how you protect yourself for the next 10 other fucking cellular whatever blips in the matrix that we're going to happen. That's going to happen very soon. Okay? Protect yourself. Protect yourself. Prepare. Get your credit fixed ASAP. Get your credit fixed yesterday, y'all. All right? I'm going to wrap this up, child. It is an hour and 37 minutes and 27 seconds. And I love that you guys have been interactive. I appreciate it. I asked for this. I think I'm going to do more lives for y'all, man. I just need y'all to get it. I don't want you guys to be alarmed. I don't want you to be shocked. I'm surprised that so much has happened in 48 hours. That's what's killing me. I mean, like, if you're going in the ass, like, definitely just leave some money on the table. Like, not back to back to back. Like, can we spread it out? Can we spread it out? Good night. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. Really, I do. But anyway, yeah, it's the 48 hours of all this fuckery that's happened. And this is hurting us, and it's hurting our people, and it's hurting your clients. And I mean, I don't know, some of y'all, I'm fixing your credit, and then months later you're coming back because voila, something happened that was out of your control and it's popping up. Yeah, they're doing this to suppress us. It's not me. I didn't mess up your credit. The next man didn't mess up your credit. And sometimes it's not even what you guys are doing. I'm seeing more and more clients that don't know what is on their credit report, how it got there, and it has nothing to do with them. That's happening more and more often, especially since after the pandemic. So just take heed, y'all. I'm sorry, in certain cases, I put my 10 foil kufi on. My apologies. You know, I feel real passionate about it. Please, again, y'all keep coming in and out. Like, comment, subscribe, share, download, support. Because the more y'all do it, the more I'm into the algorithm, the more people I reach, and you guys start talking to me and getting ideas. Set up a consultation with me. It's 30 minutes. It's free, and it's not even just for credit repair. Like, don't call me to see if I'm real. I'm gonna pick up. That's me. Yeah, that's me. You got it. All right, cool. Now, call me because you either are about to start the services, you want to start the services immediately, or you need to help structuring a plan. Okay? Don't go through this blind. Sometimes you just need some guidance. I don't mind sacrificing 30 minutes to talking to you, but I do need to look at your credit report. I can't guess because some of y'all call me and be like, yeah, I think so. 3 years ago, I had a repo and no, I can't. It's not with me. And you're cutting into your 30 minutes. So just set up the consultation and at least sign up for Smart Credit. The link is in the description. It's saying $1 for 7 days, but they upped it to $1.99. Pay that little $1.99. Give me the username and password so I can look at your credit report and see what's going on. And let's structure a plan. Sometimes all you just need is a plan. Okay. Protect your family, protect everybody. Like, if you got a kid going into college, They like to come at them about the credit cards and things like that. Put a freeze on their credit report. Protect your kids from themselves. Educate your kids. I have a YouTube about that as well. You're never too young. Put trade lines on them. Have them start off with a good life, but protect yourself. Pay attention to these weird little things that they're talking about in the financial world. It is going to affect us as consumers, and this is what you need to do to protect yourself. All right. I'm gonna let y'all go. It's amazing talking to y'all. I'm so happy that you guys are just starting to join me. I appreciate that. But again, be sure to check out my Facebook group. All my information is in the description, y'all. Click the like, right? And then look at the description, schedule an appointment with me, and let's talk about it. All right. But I wish you guys the best of luck on your credit journey. You guys have a good night. Bye-bye.